Good afternoon. My name is Bard Kingdom Brunel. Name, I'm sure, familiar to you all. Name famous throughout the city, the United Kingdom, and indeed the world. Welcome to the Underfall yard, part of the city of Bristol's historic docks and its floating harbour, a small part of which you can see behind you. Now, the floating harbour was created by a brilliant engineer, not myself, but a man called William Jessup in 1809. His remit at that time was an attempt to create, from the high tidal range of the River Avon, a non-tidal harbour. The River Avon has the highest tidal reach in Europe, causing all sorts of problems for shipping coming in and out of this fair city. So Jessup did a very ingenious thing. He first rerouted the course of the River Avon, a monumental task. He dug the new cut, and the River Avon now flows behind us. He then placed lock gates at Tottenham and Hotwells. This could do two things. One, control the shipping coming in and out of Bristol. And two, with the lock gates, he could maintain a permanent high tide within the harbour system. Everything within this system would float at all times, hence the name, the floating harbour. Now, the River Froom, a small river that flows through the city also. Now, to prevent the city from flooding, Jessup installed on this site an overfall dam. As the water reaches a critical height, it would overflow into the new cut. Now, as I said, this was a huge piece of civil engineering. One basic, and in my opinion, fatal flaw, which would have dire consequences for the city of Bristol. Without the River Avon fast flowing through the system, the floating harbour and Bristol's city docks very quickly silted up. Silt! Silt, ladies and gentlemen! A four-letter word that strikes fear into the heart of any civil engineer. Silt. Small particles of mud and debris which all rivers carry and naturally deposit at their estuary. This deadly, clogging silt was finding its unnatural home on the floor of this floating harbour. And a city dock is like the heart of the city. It pumps its lifeblood. And when a city dock is clogged with silt, that lifeblood congeals, ladies and gentlemen. The heart stops and the body dies. That body, that metaphorical body I speak of, was the city of Bristol herself. A city built on the foundations of its shipping trade. A city whose existence, nay, the existence of every man, woman and child in this fair city, whose life depended upon the commerce that these city docks generated. Ladies and gentlemen, at that point in history, it's fair to say that this deadly silt was pushing Bristol to the brink of social and economic collapse. Luckily, a saviour was at hand. I, Isambard Kingdom lay in my sick bed here. I was recovering from an injury sustained during the digging of the first Thames tunnel in London. And as I lay in my sick bed, beaten, bloody, and bruised, and with my reputation as an engineering genius still very much in its infancy, I was approached to save this city. I immediately saw the solution and installed here, on the site of Jessup's overfall dam, a series of underfall tunnels and sluice gates. The tunnels connect the floating harbour with the new cut, and with four manually operated sluice gates, I could do two things. One, by opening and closing the sluice gates, I could control the level of water within the system. And two, by opening the sluice gates at certain tidal times, I could create a strong undercurrent of water to wash away the deadly silt. And this system, designed, installed, and engineered by myself, Isambard Kingdom Brunel, is still in operation to this very day.
Excuse me, Mr. Brunel, if I may interject.